Hey everybody, Sunday Funday's back! Like it always is. Every Sunday it's always here. Well, sometimes it's on Monday, but hey, it just depends upon how long YouTube takes to upload stuff. But yes, Sunday Funday is back with Independence Day Resurgence. Which I had to think there for a second because my brain was like going, wait, why is there somebody in here? I'm going to make a lisp or something kick in. But hey, it's a sequel to a 20-year-old movie. It's on the 20th anniversary that Independence Day came out. Sorry, I'm kind of battling through allergies right now, so my nose is a little runny. And I'm going to be sniffling a little. I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum if I can. But hey, y'all don't want to know about my ails and ills and all that. You want to know what did I think about Independence Day Resurgence, a movie that's really not getting good reviews, and it kind of deserves it. This is a movie that it really kind of bothers me a little bit in certain regards. See, this is a movie that can easily work. A lot of people kind of really shit on the first one. And yeah, it's not masterpiece theater. But it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to just be a silly little alien action flick. It's not meant to be deep. It's just meant to show aliens blow shit up and have a good day and humans win. It's not trying to tell some big long story. It's not trying to be deep. It's not trying to have metaphors or anything like that. Though some could say that there is a don't pollute or give a hoot, don't pollute kind of message going along. That's if you read really fine in between lines of everything. But again, the first movie was just a good old alien beat 'em up movie that's a little bloated, but it's nothing god awful. Now, those of you who have unfortunately followed my original blog post whenever I was doing movie reviews then, and I had also reviewed The Day After Tomorrow, which pretty much was the third in the line of Roland Emmerich Destroy Stuff movies. The second one being the 1998 Godzilla movie. Sorry there, here's going to be a little cut. Got one in. She's a little bit bummed up, so she might be walking a little funny. And she decided to bust her ass here today. Took her to the vet. Alright, everything looks good. She didn't break anything. It's like, oh yeah. So worried about her. And now she loves on my pants. But yeah, about The Day After Tomorrow, what I originally thought about, I thought it was a fine, if flawed movie. There were some good bits to Day After Tomorrow. There were a lot of really dumb bits. But I still thought his best was Independence Day, which was probably his furthest from reality in a way, I guess you could say. Because we're still not sure exactly how radiation works, so they might be able to mutate a lizard and become into a giant monster. Who knows? Global warming might suddenly hit and cause ice tornadoes or ice hurricanes. Who knows? I certainly don't. Roland Emmerich really doesn't. And of course there's 2012, which had about 17,000 different reasons why the movie was happening. But hey, mostly it was that Roland Emmerich's like, hey, 2012 prophecy's a thing, right? Let me go ahead and cash in on that. And really that was his last major of his pretty much I'm going to destroy everything movies. And it was his biggest one so far in terms of budget and also in terms of scope. And I think that's actually not a good thing that Roland Emmerich was trying to go for. He kept trying to go bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, the first movie they really did, Independence Day, he just destroyed cities. He didn't really destroy the earth. The climate wasn't exactly affected, unless you include the one nuke that was launched. But mostly it didn't do anything. Then, in his next one, he actually went smaller. And some people criticized that. It's like, oh, he was good going big. Just go bigger. Well, you can't go much bigger and destroy the cities. Alright, well, you destroy the climate. And then the last one destroyed the earth. It's like, alright, well, where's he going to go from there? He tried to destroy the earth in this one again. Now, some people are wondering why this movie is getting bad reviews. Like, I was curious about too. It's like, well, it's like we do realize this is a sequel to an already kind of goofy movie that took itself a little too seriously, but hey, it was goofy. It was still fun for what it was. It was a popcorn flick. It's exactly what it was supposed to be. It wasn't trying to be Oscar worthy or something like that. Like, some people try to act like it is, and it really bothers me. It's like, just let a movie be what it is. Now, it's one thing if like the acting is just so horrible and the plot is just paper thin or just completely ludicrous because it tries to act like it's deep and it's nothing. This movie, there's a lot of problems with it. First off, it's trying to follow up to Independence Day, which was a huge blockbuster that Roland Emmerich has constantly been trying to live up to again. All of his movies have not been as successful as Independence Day was. This one I don't see as being as successful financially or critically. It was probably, again, one of his most critically beloved movies, next to maybe Stargate. But even then, I don't know. This is going to sound weird. I've never seen Stargate. Never just had a want to. So I'm like, eh. Maybe eventually I'll watch it. Who knows? I like Kurt Russell. So, I like James Spader. So I'll give it a watch eventually. But when it comes to this movie, a lot of it does have to hinge upon the fact that you kind of remember the first movie, which I remember fairly fondly, and I remember a lot of bits from it. Sorry, I'm petting my cat down here if you're wondering why I keep leaning over. She doesn't want to jump on my back. Her back leg's a little messed up. But hey, we got meds for that to help you out. But besides about the kitty. This movie, like I said, it hinges on you watching the first movie, but at the same time, it constantly hammers you with what happened from the first movie. And it makes a lot of issues because of it. In fact, there's some weird holes that really begin to bother me after a while. And like I said, the beginning, first act, I would say, of this movie, it's fine. It's a decent setup. We had advanced our technology greatly because of this alien attack. Pardon me. We magically rebuilt everything. Nah, 20 years, you get enough time. Not like Man of Steel. Metropolis is already rebuilt over a day. Who cares? But then you actually get to the action and everything. And this is one of the weird things. Roland Emmerich has always been a pretty good actioner. He always has made good action movies. I think my cat's about to run outside. But he's always been able to direct good action and usually make it fairly decent. 2012 started to push his limits with me. Like, he started to just constantly want to do the same thing over and over again. Like, in 2012, the whole, like, oh, we need to escape this thing that's chasing us on an airplane. Did that, like, 4 or 5 times, and yeah, she's wanting to go outside. That was her. But, yeah, it did this, like, chasing an airplane thing, like, 4 or 5 times. It's like, alright, I get it. You don't need to keep showing us the same thing. Where's it, baby? You want to go back out? Go back out. I can't open the door. Okay. Just let you out. There you go. Go ahead. No? Okay. You get out and get in. I can't keep the door open. Sorry, never cut. Cat was, again, she's like, no, I want out. Joys of being a cat owner. Get to deal with them being very wishy-washy with what they want. But yeah, like I said, Roland Emmerich's action usually is pretty well directed, and it's pretty flows pretty well. Even when he was doing the same thing over and over again in 2012, it still flowed fairly well. This movie doesn't do that. I really think that and this is going to sound weird, I don't chalk up a lot of the problems with this movie to Roland Emmerich. The direction is fine. There are some pretty neat touches here and there. There are some actually pretty well put together shots. And like many people have already said, CGI is actually pretty good, even if it is a little too much CGI at times. You're almost like, come on, quit using CGI here. Except for the alien suits look weirder for some reason. I know it's because they have to be a little less bulky, because they aren't the original suits that they were using, the big puppetry and everything. But it looks a little strange to go from the original suits, which actually look pretty good and pretty neat and everything, to this. But that's a minor complaint about CGI. But really, this is a movie that feels like it got chopped to pieces in the editing room. I want to buy this on Blu-ray or something, as long as it's like an extended cut. Because I'm pretty sure this movie is probably 2.5 hours, maybe nearly 3 hours long. Because this movie feels like it'll just jump from scene to scene. At least in the other one, the first movie, and even all his other movies, when it would jump from scene to scene, like, oh, we're going to jump from this part of the world to this part of the world. It felt a little seamless, or you couldn't just see the stitching between the scenes. And you could usually go, alright, well, that didn't feel very abrupt. It felt kind of natural. Here, like, there's one point where just all of a sudden we see Judd Hirsch again. Or Hirsch? I can't pronounce his name correctly. Just because he has to be in this movie later on to do nothing. And you also have these weird, where you shoot back over to this scene, then you shoot back over here. It's like, oh, we're going to see what Will Smith's son's doing. Now we're going to go see what this other guy, who I thought was Jeff Goldblum's son for a while, though I learned, oh no, he's just a kid who lost his parents during the original attacks. There's another guy who says he's 23, and he said he lost his parents in the original attacks. And he said they left him at a camp. That means he was 3 when they did that. So that's a minor little hole. Thanks. There's a lot of weird bits where I'm pretty sure certain scenes were more elaborated on. There was more built into it, more world building. Because they kind of don't explain why the United States has this defense force. And it's like, oh, they're all together, but they're not. And they still have to consult with different people. It's weird how the politics in this movie make no sense. And also just randomly, they're like, oh, the president and all the staff members are killed. Here, you, General, you're going to be the president. Here, swear on this. Like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? Literally, this, like, you suddenly see the president's, like, bunker get attacked. And I think there was a lead up to this. Like, you saw these invasion kind of ships heading there to take out the president. Though, why they knew the president was there, as anybody guess. And it's just, it's like, wow, that was random. I really think there was more build up to this. And that's the problem with that, with this entire movie. There's a lot of non-build-up, and suddenly there's a payoff. It's like, oh, wait, whoa, that was random. I think there were also, like, more bits dealing with, I can't remember his name, it's one of the worst things. The kid who's from Independence Day, the first one, though I don't think it's played by the same actor. But his character and this other guy who pretty much is the other guy. He's the white guy who does things. And he's goofy. And he flips off aliens and pisses on their mothership. It's kind of funny. It's stupid as could be, but it's like, got maybe child. But first off, I don't remember these characters very well because I think there was more put into them. I think there were certain scenes that probably helped to flesh them out. Sure, I was worried, it's like, oh no, he's going to lose his fiance. But they really don't share a scene together till the very end when she takes a pot shot at him. With a gun that has 2 bullets, too. It clicks. Like, what the hell? Seriously, you have a gun with 2 bullets? That's where technology advanced to? 2 bullets is everybody gets. You get 2 bullets, you miss it with them both, you're fucked. I don't know. That's just a minor thing that kind of like, well, that was weird. Didn't help us at the end of the movie where everyone were like, alright, just hurry up, movie. Yeah, you have a good chunk of the characters from the original. Vivica K. Fox is in this again. The spoiler, she dies in this. Like, she's suddenly a nurse or a doctor. Or she's a doctor. I don't know why I said she's a nurse. Maybe because a bunch of strippers always become nurses afterwards. But I guess she wanted to be different. She could be a doctor, damn it. Yeah, she's a doctor. She's saving this pregnant lady, and it's on this collapsing building. Oh no, I need to. Though I can kind of see, why they did that because they pretty much killed almost everybody that was from the first one in this. Though they brought one person back, which was Data, Brett Spiner's character from the first one. And though his name is actually something else, I can't remember it, but he's always gonna be Data in my mind. He's actually really fun in this movie. Like, every scene he was in, he kind of stole the show, and he magnetized you to the screen. You just had to watch it. They kind of really underutilized him. And I think there was more of an arc for him, because it never really went anywhere, which would have been a lot more interesting. But again, like I said, I think this movie was chopped up and thrown to the wolves, and probably it was a nearly 3-hour-long epic, and somehow it got cut down to this, 2 hours. Sorry. Yeah, if it seems like I'm a little sporadic with my thoughts, it's because I'm really confused with this movie. Like, the whole opening, you see, it's sending a distress signal. It's sent to this big hive queen is what they call it constantly, because now they're a hive of some sort. Though that begs the question of how they can also be semi-sentient. Maybe it's like the Tyranids or something. I don't know. They did not ask me. They did not consult me when it came to trying to figure out how this hive mind of these aliens work. But anyway, the movie, like I said, begins. This queen receives a distress signal, and she's like, alright, I gotta go to this planet and go destroy them because they beat our forces back. And we sort of get characterization. We get introduced to the new characters. Though we get the not Will Smith character son, or Will Smith's character son, who's trying to sort of be very stoic and everything. But at the same time, he seemed to have forgotten that Will Smith's original character was supposed to be a little bit of a goofball. And because that this guy comes off very, very stale and very, very bland, he's just there. He's just constantly at attention. I can see Spider-Man now. Yeah, he doesn't add anything to it, but he's not god-awful. He's just completely forgettable. He just fades into the background. It's like he's just wallpaper. Yeah, we learn he's kind of upset at the fact that his dad died in a train accident. If they revive him for the third one, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh heartily. But yeah, they do all this, and then we see the white guy who's supposed to sort of be doing the Will Smith stuff throughout this. He's just kind of there. He's not bad. His acting's perfectly passable. It's fine and everything. You don't hate him or anything like that. He's not given anything. We don't know much about him except for he has no parents. And somehow he knows David from the first movie, uh, Jeff Goldblum's character. Somehow he knows him. It would have been interesting to see more of that. I wouldn't be surprised if that had also ended up on the cutting room floor. That is one thing that I know Roland Emmerich movies are notorious about, is that the editors like to cut different pieces out of them. I don't know if the editor is Roland Emmerich. If so, then shame on you, man. You should have known that your movie was fine. And again, like I said, I hate to keep going back to the constant, this movie was chopped to pieces, but it felt like scenes just didn't flow very well together. It's like we just abruptly shifted over to this one. It sort of did that in 2012, but we didn't have that bad of an issue with Day After Tomorrow, except for with the wolf stuff. Which, yes, that's still stupid as hell. But beyond that, it felt like most of the scenes flowed fairly decently together. Independence Day, it felt like everything flowed very well together. Godzilla, it felt like it all flowed together. And this one, it feels like you are watching a mudslide careening through a highway. You're just seeing shit just flying around, breaking off over here, going in that direction, and none of it seems to come together well. That actually kind of aggravates me, and it's something I feel like I can't hold always against the movie. I feel like I'm holding more against the editor. But at the same time, this is what they put out. It's very similar to the issues with the original Daredevil movie. Of course, the Ben Affleck one. Where really that movie got chopped to pieces, recut back together, and new shit added that didn't need to be there. I'm pretty sure that happened here again, because this movie feels like it was chopped to pieces, edited back together, and then just glued new stuff in just because you wanted them there. I don't know. It's kind of mind-boggling. It's like, y'all saw what the first one was able to accomplish for what it was. Yet somehow you accomplish less. Barbie. But yeah, they somehow just accomplished so much less with this movie. And it's strange that it doesn't feel as, oh, the world's about to end. It's like, oh, they're going to suck out a core. Alright, cool. And they're like, oh, it's going to happen. We're watching a computer screen doing it. It's like, okay. It doesn't have this epicness. It doesn't have that, oh my god, the world's going to end. Oh noes. Oh noes. Oh noes. You never get that. You never get that. You never get this feeling of tense. Again, it doesn't help. It's edited so funky. Like, there's points where they're like, oh, there's 4 minutes left. Like 6 or 7 minutes go by. Oh, no, there's 2 minutes left. Like, what? And I think, again, that shows a weird editing process. Yes, I know movies tend to have morons that control the time in a way, and time is just flexible laffy-taffy you can stretch and use to your own advantage for whatever. But here, it's actually kind of weird that they have little mentionings of time when they didn't need it there. It could have been put in here, and it actually flowed a lot better with this. Again, that's where I think this movie just got chopped. It just got chopped and glued back together, like, here, this thing will fit there, right? No, it doesn't make any sense this way. And like, screw it, we're just putting out a product, who cares? And also, it really doesn't help that this movie feels like it's just pure sequel bait. Like, the first movie felt like a whole. Like, there could have been a sequel to it, but it could have just ended on that and been fine. This movie, it feels like whole time they're just building to a sequel. Like, they keep bringing up throughout the entire movie whenever they go to Central Africa, though, if you go online and actually look up more stuff about this, in fact, how Roland Emmerich had wrote, it was the Congo, but I guess they couldn't afford the Congo. Or couldn't make sure the the uh, warlords there wouldn't chop them in pieces. Sorry if it seems I'm a little insensitive, but Congo's still a little fucked up right now. Pardon me. But yeah, but whenever they go there, they come across these like runes that show like this kind of spherical thing that has like a line going through it. And we learn this actually means something. It's another alien race. Now, that's actually a pretty cool idea. Introduce another alien race, especially one that's already come across these, the hive mind group, pretty much. And in fact, they even say, because eventually they are able to talk to this big spherical globe thing, that it's like, we've transcended upon past biology and everything. Alright, well, that's actually kind of cool. But it's so abrupt and it's so just randomly inserted, it feels like. That it's like, alright, well, they just wanted to have a sequel, so they had this. Pardon me. Though, it's like at the beginning, like whenever they first think the alien ship's going to land there, it's like, suddenly it warps in. And it's just sitting there staring at them and they shoot it. It's like, ow, bastards. Ow, damn it, why? Oh, I was going to give you milk and cookies. It's actually kind of really think about it now, it's actually kind of really funny. And especially since it's like whenever they're consulting with the different heads of everything, they're like, alright, should we shoot him? A bunch of people are like, nah, like two people are like, yeah, and they're like, alright, we'll go with the yes. Yes, have it. No way, there's like 6 no's and 2 yes. That sounds like a bad disparity of choices here, or options that y'all decide to go with. Yeah, but this alien being comes up and just exposition dumps everywhere. It's just messy exposition dump. Exposition dump. And it's just so not good. In fact, it's kind of baffling why they even went that route. Or why they had it, how they had it. And honestly, just don't care by the time you get done with it. And that's the problem. By the time I got done with this movie, I was like, alright, cool. The credits rolled. Whatever. Is this one of the worst movies I've seen this year? No, it's not. But it's still rather bad. And the bad thing is, it's not because the acting. I mean, yeah, Will Smith's son's character is kind of undeniably boring. He is a plank of wood. But Jeff Goldblum's having fun, which was lovely. I'm pretty sure more scenes with him that got cut. I think his name's Chris Cooper. No, I think Chris Cooper's the other guy. But the guy that was in this movie, he was the ship captain of the space shuttle in Armageddon. One of those, or the only guy that lived. Well, besides the one other lady and only the lady and him lived. He was the guy. I cannot remember his name. I'm sorry, I wish I could remember the actor's name, but he's good in it, even though he really isn't given anything to do. The guy who plays not Jeff Goldblum's son, he's fun, and even though he's not really given much to do. The character who's supposed to be the Freddie Prinze Jr. I might be wrong here, but pretty much guy that was Will Smith's buddy. This guy's supposed to be similar to that. He actually lives in this movie, and he's fine. There's nothing to write home about him, but the acting's fine. That's the worst problem. It's like this movie, it's a finely acted movie. It's not going to win any awards, but it's not going to get all the Razzies because of the acting. Maybe Stephen Miller's son. Stephen Hiller, that's his name. Maybe he might get a Razzie, but even then it's just more dull than it was bad. like I said, the writing, I could see where there was a good movie in this, or at least an entertaining one. But it got buried by a lot of choppy edits, a lot of weird cuts, and a lot of weird replacements of scenes. Like, I could see times where, like, certain scenes shouldn't have happened in the order in which they did, but they just went ahead and put them there. It's like, well, that seems weird. It's a weird placement for this scene. This doesn't really need to be there. It suffers strangely from the Jonah Hex disease, that it doesn't really know what it wants to do at times, so it just jumps everywhere and does. It tries to do everything and accomplishes nothing. But again, like I said, CGI is actually really good in this movie at points. Like I said, the aliens are like the worst part, and even then they're just kind of, they don't look quite as good as they could have. But everything else looks really damn good. It looks fun. It looks like a fun little... It's almost like a mini little Star Wars movie that I've always kind of wanted, and they've never been able to replicate. I still want them to do Rogue Squadron 4 in terms of a game. Just because I want a fighter Star Wars game where I can freaking battle massive space fleets. Instead of Battlefront 2, which was fun, but you fought one space battle, you fought them all. They're all the exact same. Yeah, it's like I said, it's like this movie's just major issues. It just can't decide where it wants to go with its editing, and because that, it's hard to follow the story at times. Like eventually they come up, like the Queen Hive knot thing. It's suddenly a lot. It's like, oh, it's on a bigger ship. And there's more of them actually. Oh, they'll come back. Oh. Pardon me. Yeah, this movie kind of like, kind of just, it's wearing on me. But yeah, like they're wanting the little spherical alien MacGuffin thing that's supposedly going to help the humans battle against the aliens. We're going to launch a counterattack because we need sequel bait. I'm not even joking you there. That is literally the end of the movie. It's like, pretty much you're like, oh, this thing's going to show us it's going to give us plans to its weapons and blah, blah, blah. Hopefully it gives you manufacturing capability. Because otherwise you're fucked anyway. It's like, it's going to give us this and we're going to launch a counterattack. Interstellar travel. We're going to kick some alien ass. And roll credits. Alright, that was random. And literally, I am giving you the last like 4 lines said in this movie. And it's like, wow. Y'all really didn't have this edited very well. It felt like there should have been like some back and forth here and there. Like somebody said something. Oh, sorry. Well, my games is going off on my phone, so Goku had to try and launch a command mail wave at me. But yeah, like I said, ultimately this movie is just, it's a mess. It could have done with less editing, which seems strange to say. Because usually that's my constant issue with fucking Quentin Tarantino, whose biggest problem is he doesn't know how to edit himself down a bit. That's neither here nor there. It's a whole other video I'll eventually get into. But hey, if you want to know my score, it seems mean giving this movie this, but honestly, it's because of just how just schizophrenic this movie is at times, and it's a 3. There are like a few glimmers of hope I can see, but it's just buried in so much bad, so much just poorly put together scenes, and so much sequel bait to the point where it's like, oh, we totally know this is going to be a massive success. It's not. It's not. I mean, it still made $40-something million. And so far, it's almost made back its budget worldwide. Which, again, this didn't have a massive, massive budget. I almost say it's a little over $150 million. Which, nowadays, for a big blockbuster, it's not huge. It's big, but it's not massive. It's not Avengers level of budget. But hey, that's that. I'm kind of disappointed because I was actually kind of looking forward to this. Like, maybe this will be fun. That's what I wanted from it. And it wasn't really fun. It was fun for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then it just downhill and just got hammered with all these bad edits, bad cuts, and the story was just bouncing everywhere. It did feel like this is a super bouncy ball that's in a cube about this big, and it won't lose its kinetic energy, and it's just bouncing everywhere, but it can't stay anywhere, and that's an issue. You can't have a movie built that way. And you have to give it room to breathe and be able to release everything. Shut up, Goku. Shut up, Goku. It makes video get taken down. Sorry. Oh, my friend's now texting me. But, yeah. It's a 3. I think if this was edited better, had a little bit more life breathed into it, because that's another thing. This movie does feel very dead. It feels very just... I mean, it's still going to have problems. Like, the ending is not super climactic, strangely enough. Even though it sort of is. It tries to be, but it never feels as climactic as the last. It was like, oh, the last hope of Earth rests on Area 51. Or, excuse me, anything like that. But if it was edited better, I see this easily gain a 5-6, no problem. Unless maybe the editing was even better, maybe you saw more of the actual like I think if they actually showed the alien drilling, or maybe like the Earth's like magnetic field kind of crumbling away or something, anything to actually give us the feeling of this thing destroying us. But you never get that. You just can't see it, or you just kind of see this as like a little diagram. It's like, okay, like, that'd be like showing a diagram of Godzilla destroying a city. Oh, it's destroying so much. Wow, I wish we could see it. Yeah, that's Independence Day Resurgence. It's surprisingly really tepid. So that was a disappointment. But hey, I'm hoping next week won't be, because there's actually a few movies coming out next week. I'm not going to be able to get to them all. I know some people are like, oh, we got July 4th, you could be able to... July 4th, I don't work anyway. It's not part of my regular work schedule. And knowing how my work has been lately, they would try and make me work if they could. But hey, we do have some fun movies I'm actually looking forward to. There is BFG, which I'm actually kind of interested in, mostly because I like the original cartoon. Maybe it'll probably be awful, though. But I like Steven Spielberg. I mean, I've watched just about anything he's done. And then there is something else. I can't remember it. It's going to bug me so bad. This is going to bother me. I can't remember what... There's 3 movies, and I remember one of them, and it's the one I'm going to go see next week. But the movie I'm probably going to go see next week is going to be Purge Election Year. I know some people have had issues with the Purge movies, but honestly, it's like... I didn't mind the first one. I thought it was a flawed movie, but it was a fun movie still in its own right. And it still had a lot of surprises for me. And the second movie was just a blast. It was such a good movie. I had so much fun with that one. So I'm really looking for the second one. Or third one. I'm going to figure out how the hell that guy lived it. Yeah, spoiler for anybody who has not seen the second one. When the guy gets shot at the end of it, and you really think he's dying. You don't know if he lived. And it's like, alright, well, now we know. Some bitch lived. Yeah, go miss Independence Day Resurgence. Go see Central Intelligence. Maybe see Finding Dory. It's hard. Everybody else is seeing too. It'll probably get a little cut down thanks to BFG and a few others. Not that BFG's, I think, going to kill it, but Disney's going to start pushing that one a little harder than it is Finding Dory. So, that's my review on Independence Day Resurgence. So, until then, I'll see y'all later. Let's go, Goku goes off one more time. See you, everybody.